Hello and welcome back, it's Shrike here with another D&D video, and yesterday Tasha's Cauldron of Everything was released and I did a live stream going through some of the parts of the book. One part of the book was spells. There were actually quite a lot of new spells that were introduced to the game from this book, and in this video I'm going to go through all of them. You're going to see my first reaction to them, and I'm going to give you a bit of my thought process of how good or bad I think some of the spells are. So in this video you're going to see every single one of the spells in the book, and hopefully that's going to help you know if you want to purchase the book or not. And if you do want to purchase the book, down in the description there is an affiliate link over to Amazon that if you buy the book through that link I get a small amount of money from Amazon. So I'd really appreciate it if you could do that just to help support me and what I'm doing with this channel. But without further ado, this is my first reaction to the spells in the new book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. We're going to have a look through the magical spells now first. So let's go to the spells. Let's see how many there are. Okay, so there's quite a few by the looks of it, all the way from cantrips up to a 9th level spell. So let's go through, starting with the 9th level spell, in fact. So this is a bonus action, concentration. So you can create a blade-shaped planar rift. The blade lasts for duration. When the spell is cast, you can make up to 2 melee spell attacks with the blade, each one against creature, loose object or structure within 5 foot of the blade. On a hit, the target takes 4d12 force damage. The attack scores a critical hit if the number is 18 or higher. That's pretty nice. That's something that wizards or spellcasters don't generally get access to. And on a critical hit, it deals an extra 8d12 force damage. So a total of 12d12 force damage. That is a lot. And as a bonus action on your turn, you can move the blade up to 30 feet. So it is like, oh, the blade can also go through a wall of force. Interesting. So it's like a spiritual blade, but extremely more powerful. Okay, booming blade. I'm pretty sure this was in another book, wasn't it? I can't remember what book. Maybe the elemental one. So let's take a look. You brandish the weapon, melee spell attack, or just a melee attack even. On a hit, suffers the normal attack, and the target willingly moves 5 foot or more before your turn. It takes 1d8 thunder damage. Okay, so if it willingly moves, it takes damage. And then it's increased the more you get it. That is a cantrip. Dream of the Blue Veil. Sounds interesting. So it takes 10 minutes to cast and lasts for 6 hours. You and up to 8 creatures within range fall unconscious and experience visions of another world on the material plane, such as Eberron, Quinn, Torwal. If the spell reaches its full duration, the visions conclude with each of you encountering and pulling back a mysterious blue curtain. The spell then ends with you mentally and physically transported to the world that was in the visions. To cast a spell, you must have a magic item that originated from that world you wish to reach, and you must be aware of the world's existence, even if you don't know the world's name, your destination to a safe, blah, 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 blah. Okay, this is interesting. So it's obviously well known that there are different worlds in Dungeons and Dragons, and our world technically could be in it. So traveling to different worlds, they've actually just put it in a spell, which is pretty cool for those people who wanted to world hop. There's an concrete option here now, so the DM has to do a bit less work thinking of ways how the players can get from one to the other. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Green Flame Blade is another one that was in a different book. Can't remember which book, so it's just been cemented now in this book, in case you didn't have that other one. Normal effects, and causes a green flame to leap to a different creature of your choice within 5 feet. So it's good if there's a group of them each within 5 feet. Intellect Fortress, 3rd level, 1 action, concentration up to an hour. For the duration, you or one willing creature you see in range has resistance to psychic damage, as well as advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma throws. Okay, nothing massive, but still very handy to have. Lightning Lure. So, this is another cantrip. I'm Pretty sure this was in the book as well, actually. I recognise it. You create a lightning that strikes a creature within 15 foot who must make a strength saving throw or be pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line towards you and take some lightning damage. Pretty simple. Another cantrip, mind, sliver. So I'm guessing this is going to just be, intelligence saving throw, or they take 1d6 psychic damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw. So a nice little primer before you do, or before another member of the party does their big boy spell. Okay, so on to the S's. Spirit Shroud, 3rd level, concentration up to a minute, bonus action to cast. You call forth spirits of the dead even, which flit around you for the spell's duration. The spirits are intangible and invulnerable. Until you, so any attack you make deals 1d8 extra when you hit a creature within 10 foot of you. This damage is radiant, aquatic, or cold, your choice, and the creature that takes this damage can't regain hit points until the next of your start turn. That's always a nice feature to have. In addition, any creature of your choice that you can see that starts your turn within 5 feet of you has its speed reduced by 10 until the start of your next turn. Okay, so that's interesting because you don't have to use an action, bonus action, anything like that. That's just something that works in addition to this extra damage. So that is pretty nice. Is it worth a 3rd level spell? Seeing as you could do Thunder Fireball with that. Maybe. It'd be good for sorcerers just purely because it's a bonus action. So maybe you could do a big boy spell and then use a bonus action to do this spell. Maybe. Okay, summon. So it looks like there's a lot of summons here. So I'm not going to go through the detail of every single one, but we'll see what the gist of it is. So 1 action, concentration up to an hour, quite a big range as well, 4th level. You call forth a aberrant spirit, which is this here. You can, when you cast spell, choose one of them. Slard, very nice. The creature resembles an aberration of that kind, which determines certain traits in its stat block. Okay, so I see. So Slards have claws, are Wraith of Beholderkin, and Psychic Snipe for Starspawn. Nice that you get a little bit of variation, because I assume it'd be a bit too much to actually give them a Slard. Let's have a quick little look. So it's got quite a low, I guess it's not a low armor class because it'd be 15 minimum. Okay, so small hit points, still pretty good though. And some nice abilities here. So summoning's always been one of those things that some people really enjoy, but sometimes it can be the DM's nightmare because, especially if you just look on the left-hand side, how many of these are turning up, you can imagine, and it's going to be interesting to see which classes spell lists these turn up on, because for example, if the ranger gets summon beast and then a warlock gets summon fiend and then the wizard can do summon undead and the paladin can do summon celestial, then it's going to be a point where all 6 people in your party can summon something, and for a DM to have to manage that is hell, and it slows down the combat. So sometimes summoning isn't fun, but at the same time, if your players are happy to play on that, then that's fine. What's the it's up to the players at the end of the day, and if they all want to play summoning type people and have their bestial spirits and their celestial spirits do work, then I guess why not? So how do you rate this book compared to the others? Missed the beginning. So this is the second section of the book I'm reading, so I haven't got through much of it just yet. Looking just at the contents though, looks like it has a hell of a lot of content in it and a lot of options for people, for the players in particular, which is always good. I think options are always good because if you don't want the options, you can just ignore them. If you do want the options, then they're there. Right, so there's also Summon Celestial, where you get a celestial being, obviously. Summon construct. So do you... Okay, so you just get to choose the material, and that changes things there. So summon element, summon fae, and there's a few different options there as well. Summon fiend, summon shadow spawn. Interesting. Oh, okay, so they're like Shadowfell creatures, fury, despair, and fear. Nice. Look at that. Looks terrible. And then summon an undead spirit. Okay, so yeah, as I said, it could be dangerous having them all in the game, but if your players use them, then it's up to them. If the combat slows down because of it, then it's them who have to suffer. So yeah, I'm fine with it. Okay, on to another cantrip then. You summon a circle of spectral blades. All creatures within 5 feet of you must do a dex save or take 1d6 force damage. Okay, quite nice. So it's like a semi-cantrip AoE-ish, AoE around you, which is always nice to have. Okay, so the first of Tasha's new spells. So we've already got Tasha's Hideous Laughter, but there's 3 more here. So we've got first level 1, which is 1 action, concentration up to a minute. So a stream of acid emanates from you in a 30-foot long, 5-foot wide direction that you choose. Each creature in the line must do a dex saving throw or be covered in acid for the spell's duration until a creature uses action to scrape or wash the acid off of itself. A creature covered in the acid takes 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of its turn. Okay, so that is similar to that fire spell that I forgot what it's called. Heat metal. Sort of. But much easier to get off of you. It's only level 1 though, so yeah, that's a nice one. I like the flavour of that as well. It seems like a very evil spell to have. Tasha's Mind Whip. Okay, so this is a 2nd level spell, 1 action, duration 1 round. You psychically lash out to 1 creature you see in range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw, taking 3d6 psychic damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action when it gets 1 of the 3. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and suffers none of the other spell's effect. That's pretty nasty then. So if you fail that saving throw, you only get a move, action, or bonus action. You don't get multiple of them. So yeah, that is a very nasty spell, Tasha. Good job. Okay, so Tasha's last one, and the last new spell in this book is Tasha's Otherworldly Guise. So a 6th level spell, 1 bonus action, concentration up to 1 minute. Uttering an incantation that you draw on the magic of the lower planes or upper planes, your choice, to transform yourself. You gain the following benefits. So you're immune to fire and poison damage if you pick lower planes, or radiant and aquatic if you picked upper planes. You're immune to poison condition, lower planes, or charm condition, upper planes. Spectral wings appear on your back, giving you a fly speed. Very nice. +2 to AC, also nice. All your weapons attacks are magical, and when you make a weapon attack, you can use your spellcasting ability modifier instead of strength dexterity. So you can use intelligence, charisma, or wisdom. You can attack twice instead of once. When you take the attack action on your turn, you ignore this benefit if you already have a feature like extra attack that lets you make more than 1 attack when you take the attack action on your turn. Okay, so it's got quite a lot to it. I like the thematic side of it, where you actually change into something, which is very nice. So all in all, some quite good additions there. Some are just recycled from older books, but yeah, all in all, pretty nice. There you have it there. They all are. What do you think about the spells? What's your favourite one? Let me know it down in the comments below. There's some pretty interesting spells that have been added there. There's quite a lot of the summoning ones as well. So what's your standpoint on summoning spells? Do let me know. I'm going to be cutting up the rest of the live stream and putting that out on my channel as well as doing some additional videos about Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So make sure to subscribe to see them. And if you did find this video useful, please do give it a like. But until next time, Happy gaming.